Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to AriesEDC. So, I was sitting out here, kind of looking over some of my knives, and it occurred to me that the bloom, it was a year ago, not today, but a year ago, or roughly a year ago, that I started building this knife. So this knife is almost a year old. You see on the maker's card, which has seen better days, but there's a story behind this. The completion date was February 1st, 2024. But I started building this in January. So, it's the end of the year and time to kind of reminisce. And this knife has a story. And I don't know, I have a bunch of new subscribers, a lot of new people to the channel. Gosh knows the channel has grown so much. And maybe some of you don't know the story of this knife. And you maybe have seen it on the channel. Maybe you follow me on Instagram and you see this in Instagram, or you see me on live streams and I say, I'm carrying, when we do pocket checks, I say I'm carrying the AriesEDC Bloom. Well, if I say that, this is the knife that I am carrying. The reason why this knife has a story, the reason why the card looks like this, was because January of 2024 was the first time I really opened my books and started doing book openings for you guys for me to start making custom blades for people. And in January, I opened it up for 5 spots, and I only filled 4. And so I decided, well, you know what? I'm going to make a knife and basically make it as a pass-around knife. So I'm going to make this knife, and I'm going to make it strictly as a pass-around knife. And so I used some materials I had. I know I wanted to do a bloom because the bloom kind of is my design that I came with specifically for me. And I wanted to do it in a stainless. And then I just kind of like let it flow. So what this is, it's a bloom. It's an AEB-L that I acid etched and tumbled. It has the lava flow kieranite with the red G10 liners and the hardware, and I made a custom bead for it. The reason the card looks like this is because it was put into a pass around. And this knife has been all over the country. And it's been to several different channels. I'm not even going to name all the channels that it went to. But it went to all the main channels, and everybody got a chance to handle it, I think, and to hold it and to experience some of my work. And this is work that I did a year ago. And then one of the content creators accidentally misplaced the card, and it ended up in the garbage, and then they got it out, and they felt really bad. They apologized, and it's no worry to me. It was just kind of like my little thing to get the word of what I'm doing out. And it was a really great strategy for me because that really opened a lot of doors as this knife went from channel to channel to channel. Then everybody's like, whoa, what's going on? Who's this AriesEDC guy? And I think maybe a lot of you were introduced to this channel because of this knife. And so it's sitting here, and I wanted to talk about it. So it's still original sheath, original loop. Everything's original about it. The original lanyard, everything. I haven't done really anything to this knife. The knife still has all the wear marks from everybody who's had it. The wear marks haven't gotten any worse since I've gotten it back. And the wear marks are only right here and right down here by the blade. There's nothing on that side of the blade, which is interesting. So I'm not really sure what that is all about. But the handles still look good. Everything is good. I have not cleaned this thing. The only thing I did is just recently I freshened the edge up on it. Just recently. Like in the past 1 or 2 weeks. I just recently threw a different edge on it. So it's been about a year before I did anything. And I don't know what any of the other content creators did, if they stropped it or if I don't know. I don't know what they did. Once it gets out into their hands, I don't know what they do. I haven't done anything. But over a year, and it's funny because I would be on live streams and there would be content creators and I would just hear this. Over and over and over again. And I was like, okay, they're just sitting there playing with the knife, putting it in and out of the sheath over and over and over again. It's no wonder it has all the wear spots on it, because they're just sitting there playing with it, popping it in and out, which is unrealistic. But the retention is still good on the sheath. It still pops out. The blade is nice and sharp. Obviously, I just resharpened it. The finish is still good. It doesn't have any corrosion on it whatsoever. Everything is tight. Everything is still good. And I still use this as my EDC carry. This is my go-to EDC carry for work and for everything else. And it's fun to look back on this and to see what is it like after a year. I noticed some wear on the Kydex right here from where the sheath rubs up against my belt loop on my belt when I wear it on the belt. The black eyelets are worn, which is part of wearing. It's just paint, and that paint comes off. But other than that, this knife has withstood a bunch of stuff. I mean, like I said, it went to several content creators here on YouTube, and it's traveled basically all around the country, from Florida to Seattle to Virginia or West Virginia, up into the north it's been all over Texas. It's been everywhere, and it's such a cool story about this knife. And when I got it back, I really didn't know what I wanted to do with it, and ultimately I decided to keep it for myself. What's funny is, red and black is such a cool combo, but I'm really a fan of blue. But you know what? This knife, I didn't really make it for me. I made it for the pass around, and I didn't really think about what was I going to do with it afterwards. But I've decided I'm still going to keep it. It has scratches and it has wear, and I don't feel comfortable selling it or doing anything like that. It's just my knife. It's super comfortable, and it's just fun to look at that and to have that reminder of, wow, it's been a year and I started making this knife, putting it into fruition, really thinking about how I was going to do that. And it happened, and it was one of the best decisions that I ever made. Thus, why this year, 2025, in January, I'm building several knives right now that I'm hoping to get in the same pass around. I'm at least going to do 3. I'm building 5 knives. I would like for at least 3 to make it into the pass around. Maybe not all of them, but I would like for at least 3 of the blades that I'm working on to get out into the pass around. Plus, now in 2025, sometime, there's going to be a production model of the Bloom. That's right. A company, which I'm not ready to announce who they are yet. They're going to do the production version of the Bloom. So I'm hoping that we're going to be doing production models of the Bloom very soon. I also am going to be doing a small run of blooms come February. And it's all kind of aligning. And in the celebration of finishing this knife, the one that kind of started a lot of maybe getting people interested in what I was doing. So when I talk about the bloom, when I talk about carrying the bloom, this is the knife. This is kind of the the famous bloom that everybody got to handle, everybody got to experience. Yes, it's a 3-finger blade, just like most of my knives, but you get the lanyard, and that gives you that grip. It gives you that place to put your pinky. And for a blade this size, you're not going to baton with it. You're not cutting tires with it. You're not doing anything. You're cutting cardboard. You're cutting string, maybe a tie strap. I don't know. Opening packages, opening bags, opening your EDC stuff. This isn't tactical. This isn't whatever. Could it? Yeah. Should it? Not on a daily basis. But that's not what I've designed this blade to be. For me, personally, this is a EDC carry, everyday carry. The perfect small little package you can carry on your person on a daily basis. It disappears. You don't even know it's there. But when you're ready and it's needed, you can pull it out, use it to cut something, put it right back on the sheath, and you're done. Whether you're pocket dropping, putting it on your belt like I do, scout carry, vertical carry, however you want to do it, putting in a bag, a purse, a backpack, whatever, it's there. And that's what my knives really are. They're just meant for EDC, everyday carry. So when you get things like rock hoppers and thorns and some of those types of things, that's what they're there for. And that's why I put the lanyard. It's an integral part of the handle at that point. And that's what I use it for. So I know the biggest flack I'm going to get on most of my knives is I wish it was a 4-finger handle. And I get it. But then you're extending the handle out a little farther. Like, let's say, the Dust Devil. And when you're carrying it on the belt, that's much more sticking out than just the handle of the bloom. So when you have a nice small little package that is there for you, your everyday cutting needs. Although this is an amazing knife, and especially with my new taco sheath, I've been carrying it a lot. But anyway, it's fun to look back. Maybe you guys don't know, maybe you do know. But the AriesEDC Pass Around Bloom with the red and black lava flow kieranite that turned out really, really nice. The red pins, the red lanyard hole, the custom bead made by myself with the same material, the red liners, acid etched and tumbled. Yep, it just all worked. So, thanks a lot, guys. It's fun to look back and see what was, and look forward to seeing what will be. So, thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. Again, the choice is always yours.